Something that's been popping up that I'm sure you've been asking a lot of questions on is, what is UGC? Because we're seeing it everywhere now. UGC stands for user-generated content, and it's where content creators such as myself are able to earn a living by working with brands. In a previous video, I talked about portfolio and how to create your first video for this. That is essential to getting gigs. And this video in particular, I'm going to talk about getting gigs and how I get gigs. So if that's of interest to you, keep watching. Be sure to follow along this channel because I'm going to be doing a whole 10 series on different categories of UGC like scripts, your portfolio, pricing, and so much more. So hit the notification bell so you don't miss it. A common misconception that people have is that you need a ton of followers in order to be a UGC content creator, and that's completely false. In fact, you don't need any of those things in order to earn a living. The beautiful thing about UGC is that it stems from authenticity. So the purpose of being a UGC content creator is to be as authentic as possible. You don't need to get done up every single day. You don't need to have your makeup perfect or do any of those things. In fact, all brands want you to do is show up on camera true to yourself because that's what sells. And that's why being a content creator in UGC is one of the best things that's ever happened to me. I am able to make a full-time living being a UGC creator, and you can too. Now, there are so many platforms that you could be on to get gigs. In fact, there's way too many. Because UGC is a booming trend right now, a ton of new apps are being uploaded every single day. And it can be very overwhelming to pick and choose which one you should apply to. When I first got started being a content creator, I actually started on only 2 platforms, and I was getting up to 16 gigs a week. And it was way too much. So I couldn't even imagine being on more than 1 or 2 at a time. However, I'm going to put in the description below if you're interested in all of the different platforms that you can look into. You can check that out. I'm adding it for free because I think it should be available to everybody. The first place I went to get gigs when I first got started is an app called B-Roll. Now, because it's new, there are some different kinks, I would say, that they're working through. I feel like every single month, the app just gets better and better and better. One thing I really like about it is that you could bid for more. So if a brand puts out an ad saying they need a content creator and they're willing to pay $150, you can actually say, oh, I'll do this for $250. But then you have to know when they go to your profile, you need to have some work that demonstrates that you can actually handle this and that you can deliver quality work. I personally believe that's how I got so many gigs in the very beginning. When I started, I uploaded a portfolio that has different areas in different niches. One was a video in the kitchen, one was a tech video, another one was a pet video. So when I applied for the pet one, for instance, they went to my profile and saw that I had a dog and he can perform on camera as well. And so that was really important to them. I wouldn't apply to a tech industry with the dog video. It just wouldn't make much sense. So it's really important to land gigs to apply with a portfolio video that's applicable to it. Another thing I liked about B-Roll is that if you swipe right, you can see all the deliverables that they're asking for. So you could see what price point versus what they're asking for and if it makes sense. Sometimes brands will offer to pay $50 or nothing for an exchange for the product, but you have to do hours worth of work. And that's just not reasonable if you want to grow your career as a UGC creator, especially if you have a full-time job on the side. When I first got started, I actually worked for a large corporation and I started doing this on the side. I just wanted a little extra cash and I was trying to pay off my credit card bill. Little did I know that it would soon turn into a full-time business for me and I'm no longer working for corporate and I'm making almost double what I was making in corporate. And I get to work for myself, I get to sleep in, I get to do all the things that I want to do, go on errands if I need to. I could take a day off in the middle of the week if I need to. I don't have to call in or do anything. But it is hustle work and you have to apply. And in order to apply, you need to know where to apply. And that's what's key to this industry is it is hustle work in the beginning. You will need to apply. Apply for 10 to 20 gigs at a time. And the great thing is you can pick and choose. If it's too much, you could say, hey, sorry, I'm booked up this week. Let's follow up next week. When I first got started, I didn't do that. I didn't have any boundaries. In fact, I was like, I'll take on as much as I possibly can, and this is just not reasonable. I highly recommend that you check them out. I'm not getting paid or anything to say that. I'm just telling you exactly what I did. I went to this app. One of the reasons why I stopped using B-Roll, and I'm not opposed to using them again, but this is something that I think is important for you to know as a creator, is that B-Roll, they give brands all in perpetuity, meaning they have rights to your videos for forever, and that's it. So that was just over time is not something that really works out for me. And I'll explain what that means in a whole nother video. But when you're just getting started and you're trying to grow your portfolio, B-roll is a fantastic place to start. The second place that I went to get gigs, and actually this is the #1 way I've made most of my money. I made $51,000 in the first 6 months of being a content creator on the side. Now remember, that's great. I was only able to devote 10% of my time getting UGC gigs and working with brands. And so now that I'm able to give 100% of my time, my business is booming and I'm absolutely in love with my life. Backstage is one of those places where I got 90% of the work that I made. Backstage is an acting platform and it is paid. Unfortunately, it is not free. Rest assured, you will absolutely make your money back. I paid $79 or something like that, and I think they do ads all the time. I'm gonna add in a link that's gonna direct you to my website. That's gonna be all the information that I'm talking about today, downloadables, all kinds of stuff, so it's all in one spot. But I highly recommend that you check it out. Don't ever pay full price. Even after a year of you being signed up, don't pay full price. Definitely get a discount. One reason I absolutely love Backstage is because I really wanted to grow my career being an actress. I want to be in professional commercials. And so that's why I started there. And little did I know, UGC was actually one of those things that you can filter out for projects for. And you can receive emails daily or weekly of anything new that pops up. That was how I got so many gigs, is because I filtered in the demographics, my age range. I filtered in whether it's paid or not. I feel like that's extremely important, is to do paid work only. Your time is valuable and you should get paid for it. So I was able to, every morning I would wake up and I would see an email of all of the new UGC gigs that would pop up on Backstage, and I would just apply. Backstage makes it so easy because your portfolio has all kinds of pictures and videos that you can upload, samples of your work. I actually use my bio. I copy and paste my bio, so it's the same on all of it. And that's how, honestly, that's how I got so many gigs. I think the cover letter is really important. There are times that I would make my cover letter unique to me and unique to the project, the scope of work. But honestly, for the most part, I would copy and paste. There would be times I'd be sitting down watching TV and I would just be mass applying like 20 gigs. I remember the first project that I got was for a laundry detergent company on Backstage, and they paid me $150 for it, and it took me like 3 hours to do it because I really just didn't know what I was doing. That $150, I was so stoked about it because I felt like it paid for the platform the first go around. So highly recommend that you check out Backstage if you have not. Like I said, there are so many ways that people can get UGC gigs, and those are just the two that I use to get started. If you are a content creator and you have been building your portfolio, please help people out and put in the comment section where you get gigs. I'm really interested to see it. I hope that was helpful, and I will see you next time.